Chilly temperatures have not deterred fans in the slightest this weekend here in DeKalb. They continue, all of these fans bundled up, filing in to Husky Stadium for the remainder of our championship weekend. 6 teams have been crowned, and we have 2 more to go here on CSN. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Kelly Krall, and we're getting set for the 7A title game between Glenbard West and Libertyville. Of course, 2 teams that are undefeated this season and have a lot of hardware on the line tonight. 2 very high-powered offenses. But before we set the stage for that, here are 2 games from earlier in the day. Our first, Nazareth Academy defeated Lincoln Way West for their 2nd straight 5A title. What an accomplishment by Tim Rackey in that program. 42-21 the final score. And then in Class 6A, Montini making their first ever 6A appearance, a 23rd straight playoff appearance. You see they outdueled Crete-Monee 38-15 to add to their rich history of winning. And now in the 7A title game, the Hilltoppers and Wildcats getting ready to kick off in just a few moments. And to get us ready for that game, we're sending it up to 2 of the best in the business, Dave Bernhardt and Hub Arkish. Guys, I know you've been anxiously awaiting this game. It's going to be a good one tonight.
Yeah, this is the one we've been pointing for, Kelly. We've been sitting through 6 games and in all honesty have kind of gotten away from each other. This one we think may be a little bit different. Hub, great to have you with us here this afternoon, and this is the one that we want to take a look at first. Libertyville, their road to the playoffs. Quarterfinal win, an easy one over Normal Community. Against Bradley Bourbonnais, not so much. That ball game, that win against the Boilermakers, came down to the very last play of the game. Riley Lee sneaking in for a touchdown, but it took about 30 seconds for the officials to say, yes, it's good. Libertyville, you get to play in a state championship ball game. For Glenbard West, it was an easy win in the quarters over Rockford Auburn, and then it was a solid win in the snow and wind against Cary Grove. The big win, though, for Glenbard West, that came in round 2 with a 7-0 shutout of Mount Carmel. So here we are today, 2 teams. No surprise, and the reason it is no surprise, Hub, they're power programs.
Well, they really are. You're talking about teams that almost get here every year. They're always a threat, undefeated. Glenbard West, we're talking about a team that's lost 2 regular season games in the last 7 seasons. Libertyville, of course, lost in the semis last year. They expect to be here every year. We talked to the coaches. Mike Jones said that was great motivation for his kids to get back here this year. As you said, all year long, people have pointed towards this one. We're not surprised they're here.
One of the reasons that Libertyville is here is somebody you will absolutely enjoy watching. The quarterback for the Wildcats, that's Riley Lees.
The NFL scouting parlance would be quick as a hiccup, incredible long speed. Rushed for over 2,400 yards and 33 touchdowns, averaged 11 yards per carry, also threw for 1,700 yards, another 24 touchdowns. He'll go to Northwestern. He is such a good athlete, he'll play wide receiver for Pat Fitzgerald.
So that sounds like a Player of the Year candidate, right? Well, maybe his #1 competition for that honor is the other player we're featuring, that's Sam Brodner from Glenbard West.
Of course, a 2-year All-State running back at Glenbard West. 50 carries last Saturday in the snow. The weather broke down. Coach said, hey, Sam, get us a win. He went out and did it. It's in the bloodlines. His brother Jack was the captain in 2012. His dad runs the youth program in their neighborhood. Brodner is going to Vanderbilt, an SEC running back. Nothing but class on the field in this one, Dave.
Before the playoff pairings were announced, this was the game everybody was targeting for the state championship game. Well, now you have it. Our Class 7A battle comes up next. Libertyville and Glenbard West, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. See the stands filling here at Husky Stadium in DeKalb. Why not? A couple of Chicago suburban schools doing battle here in 7A. Let's take a look at Libertyville, of course, the north suburbs for the Wildcats in Lake County. Out of the North Suburban Conference, Brian Kelly, the athletic director. We've talked about Mike Jones. We'll have more on the 4th-year head coach in a little bit. And for Glenbard West, under head coach Chad Hetlett, great numbers as well. Glen Ellyn in the western suburbs, and they are representing the West Suburban Conference, athletic director Joe Kane. That sets the stage. Now it's time to kick off. Glenbard West and Libertyville, your 7A championship coming up next here on Comcast Sportsnet. Temperature in the low 30s. It will drop a little bit as the night goes on. 7A right now, 8A coming up later. Parker Esposito has it teed up for the Glenbard West Hilltoppers. Glad to have you with us, along with Kelly Krall and Hub Arkish. I'm Dave Bernhardt. A couple of unbeaten teams going at it. Deep for Libertyville will be Henry Schmidt and Tim Kalmari. From the 15-yard line, faking the reverse. And a return outside the 36-yard line. On the return, it was Henry Schmidt. 21 yards on that return. Decent field position here for the Wildcats. We talked about their quarterback, Riley Lees. The numbers, eye-popping. Hub went through those. There are just some of them in the impact, and it's remarkable. Hub, we've got 57 combined touchdowns for this young man.
It really is amazing, and with the difference between the run-pass option, obviously when he's passing, he's throwing, but when he takes off in the read option, Mike Jones told us that's all Riley Lees. That's not planned.
Right there behind him is his big, strong fullback. He's been banged up a little bit, Noah Motterwell. Reeves will go to the air first. Get a decent yardage on the first one. Tim Kalmari with that reception. Here is the Wildcat offense under Riley Lees and head coach Mike Jones. Good receivers, and Cam Schaefer along with Henry Schmidt, Tim Kalmari, tight end Ben Freeman. The offensive line does the job. Big Charles Smith anchors that line. Tyler Jost, John Evers, Brad DeBerry, and Walker Hare also up front in front of Riley Lees. Short gain. It will be close to the first down. It was Noah Motterwell with that carry. Defensively for Glenbard West, they are called the hitters, and you will see why. Led by number 5 right there in the middle, one of the top players in the state, and according to his coach up, Nick Gagliano, the best he's ever seen.
Said the best he's ever seen, said the toughest he's ever seen, one of the fastest he's ever seen. Gagliano will make every other tackle for him.
Just short of the first down, third and less than a yard. To the near side, and that will get that first down. Lees has thrown a couple of times. This one goes to Henry Schmidt for a gain of 9.
It's interesting, you watch Lees on that, Dave. Doesn't even set his feet. Takes the ball back there, kind of almost standing parallel to the line of scrimmage. Just a little quick flip out there. Good though for halfway to the first down.
And all the way into Glenbard West territory at the Hilltoppers' 46-yard line. It'll be interesting to see how Glenbard West elects to defend Riley Lees. There you see the numbers on Schmidt. Dangerous on the rollout. He puts it on target. Once again, Tim Kalmari. He's alternated Kalmari to Schmidt to Kalmari.
Yeah, it's interesting, Dave. Mike Jones comes out throwing with Riley Lees. The more they can back Glenbard West off the line of scrimmage with this passing game, the bigger holes it opens up, the bigger creases for Lees. And if he gets into a crease, he is gone.
He'll send 3 receivers to the left side. Again, his blocking back right there is Motterwell, right behind him now to his side. And it will be the fullback. And that will leave Libertyville with third and about a yard maybe.
It's a little more tame than I expected from Riley Lees in the beginning. I think they're trying to get everybody else off, Dave. Get the offense involved, get all your receivers and your running back involved in the offense, and then as Glenbard West adjusts to stop them, you can look for Lees to explode out of nowhere.
Only looking for a yard here on third down. And that will be good for a first down. Motterwell carries near the 30. I have the sense everybody's just kind of holding their breath a little bit. He's going to pull it away from Motterwell here somewhere in this drive.
It's really an interesting defensive scheme that Glenbard West plays, this 3-3-5. It's not something you see a whole lot of. 2 of those DBs are almost like linebackers. A lot of people to fill gaps if Riley Lees decides to try and get into one.
Fresh set of downs here for the Wildcats. 4th pass of the day. The 4th completion, and able to stay on his feet momentarily is Henry Schmidt. Lees 4 for 4. That goes for 18 yards.
A nice job of Yak there, a little yardage after the catch, but that's all set up by the quick decision by Lees. They're popping into open seams. Obviously some pretty good scouting done in advance of this game. These plays, I wonder if this is all scripted coming out, because everything has been wide open for him so far.
They have taken it down to the 11 of the Hilltoppers. Good push up front. Now inside the 10.
Dave, it's obviously been light years since I played high school football, but when you look at an offensive line, 280, 230, 245, 255, and 215 across the front, they're going to get a pretty good push, and they're doing a nice job of backing Glenbard West off the line of scrimmage.
see that offensive line in white coming right at you. Not much there from Otterwell. Good penetration that time for the Hilltoppers. Number 99, Joe DeGrace. You talk about size, 6 foot, 235-pound defensive end. They're the defensive unit of the Hilltoppers. As we said, they are called the hitters. And they are faced with defending a third and about 8 yards to go. They can get a first down just inside the 1 if they can get it there. Now in the open field, Lees. Touchdown! Riley Lees, 5 for 5 on the drive. He finishes it with a touchdown pass of 9 yards to Henry Schmidt.
Very impressive. Very good job at quarterback by Riley Lees. That one looked like kind of pick your poison. It looked like it was there for him to run for it if he wanted to, but he gets outside, throws the ball where only Schmidt is going to have a chance to catch it. Really nice job going to the ground, protecting the football. Excellent decision by Riley Lees. Probably gets there if he runs for it, but not totally sure he hits his receiver, and they're up 6.
25th touchdown pass of the season by Lees. And for Schmidt, that is his 13th touchdown catch. With the extra point, the pass to that man right there, number 21, Henry Schmidt, finishes off a 10-play, 64-yard drive. And Libertyville strikes first at 7-0 Wildcats. 13 touchdown passes on the season caught by Henry Schmidt, and that caps the 3-minute and 38-yard game-opening drive. 3 balls for 37 yards on that particular drive.
One of the things I love about Henry Schmidt at 5'10", 155, the senior. Remember I talked about the size of that offensive line. His little brother Charles, 6'4", 255, a sophomore on the offensive line.
Yeah, the little guy. Here's Isaiah Skinner. Skinner with good wheels. He's been banged up, just came back in last week's semifinal game, and he'll start this possession at the 26-yard line. We've talked about quarterbacks for Libertyville in terms of Riley Lees. Number 8 right there is Brian Cochran, and Chad Hetlett, the head coach for Glenbard West, does not want you to ignore Brian Cochran. He has consistently been the best quarterback that Hetlett has had at Glenbard West. Very accurate. 14 TDs, 1 interception. That's a no mistake type of guy. Brodner's first carry. Such strength as he'll be close to a first down. Offensively for Glenbard West, second-year running back Sam Brodner, injured most of his sophomore year. He will run behind an offensive line of McDonald, Farley, Kraus, Minnick, and Kaufman. So we said Isaiah Skinner, the good wheels. Kristen Mazurowski, good wide receiver if Cochran wants to go to him. Deontay Moorhead also working in this double wing offense as you see it right now. That's enough for a first down. Carried across the 42-yard line. Isaiah Skinner, the Libertyville defense coming in, averaging allowing 14 points per game, 236 yards per game. Number 8, number 7 right there. Defensive end Ben Kempler, number 7 Riley Bunsick. They are the stars of this defense. Don't overlook O'Malley, Schuneman, and Blacker. And then in the secondary, Murphy, McAuliffe, Neal, Anthony Tubeck, Cam Hayes as well at the linebacker spot. It's been effective for a defense that's been underappreciated this year because of the effectiveness of the Wildcats offense. Cochran to throw for the first time. Good stick at about the 45-yard line. Told you to keep an eye on number 7. There he is, Riley Bunsick, 6'2", 215-pound senior.
You know, talking to Chad Hetlett earlier this week, he described his offense as run-heavy, power read options, some West Coast tendencies. It's going to be important to complete some of these passes early in the game to keep the pressure off of Brodner, keep this defense honest, because the more they feed Brodner, the more you're going to see Libertyville stacking the box, and this way they can back them off a little bit. We'll see if now there's a crease open for Brodner.
Yesterday there was a strong wind from the north. That would have been a Glenbard West back. Right now there is no wind whatsoever. Skinner up the middle, right near midfield. Forward progress will leave him A little bit short of a first down, about a yard short.
Another young man we really shouldn't forget, Isaiah Skinner, a 3-year starter at running back here at Glenbard West. Had a nice season, 654 yards. It's that 7.1 average in the regular season, though, that you want to really focus on. Kid does a nice job. He's in the shadow of Sam Brodner, but an excellent number 2 option for him.
And you see his receiving effectiveness as well. He's caught 21 balls this year. Will pull that high snap down, just gets it off to Brodner. Brodner with room on the sideline, and he'll be run out of bounds. They love to run that jet sweep to Sam Brodner, and he'll put 22 yards behind his name after that run.
You know, it was actually a wonderful fake by Cochran because I thought the ball was getting away. Obviously, that's what he wanted the defense to think, too.
Cochran, as Hub says, what a catch that was on a snap on a cold day. Shows you the strength of Sam Brodner refusing to go down, and here comes Glenbard West looking to answer the opening drive by Libertyville. Skinner will work behind Brodner. Tackle made by number 2, that's Nick Newman. Newman with 65 tackles this year, a couple tackles for a loss.
Brodner definitely the lead back, but at 6 foot, 215 pounds, you got to feel pretty good running in behind him as well. And we've been told he's been described as the complete package. Excellent blocker, receiver, likes to do it all, but certainly it's his running skills that are getting him to Vandy in the SEC.
1,300 yards coming in, numbers that not as large as last year for Brodner because he's become more of a receiving threat. And he'll have to create here on his own, and he does just that. 50 times Sam Brodner had that ball stuck in his belly in that semifinal game. You talk about riding a horse.
Looks like it was a warm-up for this week, Dave, because so far looks like we may have a track meet on our hands here. These guys, both offenses coming out, executing perfectly. Defense is having a little trouble adjusting right now. So far, Libertyville no answers for Glenbard West, just like they did to Glenbard West when they had the ball in the first possession.
Yeah, this is only the second possession of this quarter that's rapidly moving along, inching towards the 4-minute mark. Brodner, nice cut. Brodner, touchdown, Sam Brodner, the touchdown run, his 34th of the year, 17 yards out.
Sam Brodner is clearly going to be the story of this offense for Glenbard West. But again, we were told about the great play of the quarterback. The play fake on that, the entire defensive line thought that Cochran still had the ball. Now, once he gets to the second level, somebody's got to bring him down. But you watch the play fake ball, the defensive linemen are still trying to penetrate into the backfield. And before they know it, Brodner's in the end zone.
Parker Esposito for the tie, and we are locked up 7-7. Libertyville touched the ball. They scored. Glenbard West gets it. Sam Brodner ties this game at 7. That is Brian Cochran, the 6-foot senior quarterback. Cochran completed 1 pass on that drive. The 8-play, 74-yard drive finished off by the 17-yard run by Sam Brodner, and this ball game is tied. 2 possessions in.
As we expected, Dave, Sam Brodner, the story for Glenbard, Riley Lease for Libertyville. One unusual trend, though, Riley Lease has not run with the football yet.
And he may get a chance right here as the Wildcats will start from their 34-yard line. Yeah, Lee's in the air, 5 of 5 on that opening drive. 50 yards and a touchdown. Brodner on his opening drive, he carried 4 times for 54 yards. Penalty flag came out. Or somebody's flag came out. And now we're ready to play.
Like an undersized water boy chasing a bottle out there.
Here's Lees throwing on the run, and it's an incomplete pass. Cam Schaefer trying to take off a little bit too early. And there's the threat that Lees presents. He'll take those 3 steps forward, still behind the line of scrimmage, and still have the opportunity to throw the ball.
Interesting wrinkle from Mike Jones for Chad Hetlett, though. During the season, Lees 211 rushes, 204 passes, almost perfect balance. Now we've got 6 passes, and he has not run beyond the line of scrimmage yet.
Throughout the season, Lees has accounted for 78% of the total yards for Libertyville, pushing them to a 13-0 mark. First run comes right up the middle. Gagliano gets a piece of him, but Lee's able to carry him and a couple others forward across the 40-yard line for a pickup of 7.
First time we've actually heard Nico's name called today. I'm sure we'll hear it called quite a bit. He's not the biggest guy on the field, only 190 pounds, can't quite touch 6 feet, but he is by far the leading tackler on this Glenbard West defense, and we're told the MVP of the defense. 5'11", 190 pounds, an all-state linebacker for Glenbard West. Not sure what college plans he might have yet. Not sure what position he might be able to play in college. Is probably part of the problem.
Third down here for Libertyville. Motterwell hit at the strength to pull forward. It was Gagliano that got that first stick. There's head coach Mike Jones in his 4th season at Libertyville, former assistant there for the Wildcats, 34-12 record. He was on the coaching staff in 2004 when Libertyville won their 1 state title, finished 2nd in 2003, but got that title in 2004. Short of the first down, so Ben Kempler will have to punt. Averages 37.3 yards per kick.
Nothing like an all-state defensive end stepping back and punting for you, you know?
And he feels a roller back to him. Nice job by Kempler. And he will get an even better roll here. So the snap rolls to Kempler. He rolls it down inside the 15-yard line. .44 yards on that kick from Kempler, and that will give Glenbard West the ball for the 2nd time.
Did not look like a great punt when it left his foot, but that extra roll gave an extra 12 yards or so. He's actually averaged 37.4 yards punting on 32 kicks during the season, so does a nice job for a high school punter.
You know, we used to say that that was a turf bounce, but now all these schools play on turf, so it's the way it is. There's Sam Brodner. He has the touchdown for the Hilltoppers. He'll get the carry here. Reads his blockers well. Brodner, look at the drive from Sam Brodner. First down carry of 13 yards.
See that thick lower body on this young man. That's what makes some of these running backs special. That was after first contact. He clearly had more push than any of the defenders looking to knock him back. He's met there at least 11, 12 yards after contact. Do that great leg drive where he never stopped pumping those legs.
Oh, and Sam Brodner was a freshman. Of course, all the varsity coaches look at all the freshmen, try to project 3 or 4 years. They didn't necessarily see Brodner as a running back because of that thickness you referred to. But he has obviously shown, headed to Vanderbilt, and he has what it takes to run the ball. Cochran right on the money. Brian Cochran, he'll get it out to Christian Mazurowski, 17 yards, and another first down for the Hilltoppers.
I think we can see now why Chad Hetlett was so intent about getting us to watch Brian Cochran. Called him his best quarterback in 9 years. I think you already mentioned that, Dave. You see that remarkable accuracy and nice job leading him out in front there.
Coverage to Jack Neal. Glenbard West ready to roll again. Skinner, nice little move at the line, gets him close to midfield and about a 5-yard pickup. Rapidly played first quarter, down underneath 2 minutes.
I'm very impressed by the ball handling, the play faking of Brian Cochran. This is obviously an extremely well-coached football team and offense. You know, you hear so much about Brodner. You hear about one kid getting 50 carries in a game. You think, well, that's the whole story. Obviously, this is a very well-prepared offense.
There's Chad Hetlett, the head coach for Glenbard West, his 9th season. After this play, we'll give you his incredible numbers. To the near side. Again finding the hole is Brodner. Still on his feet. Inside the 25-yard line. Sam Brodner just keeps on moving, follows his blockers, fights off a couple of tackles, and gains 27 yards.
A little early in the game, we're running out of superlatives, but you watch this young man, and I mean, he's just running through the entire Libertyville defense at this point. It's a combination of a little bit of shiftiness. He's more of a power runner, but he will occasionally give you a leg and take it away. And then once that first contact comes, he just keeps driving his legs, just keeps going.
Greg Tazioli prevents a touchdown. That time, Brodner is stuck. The hole open, and Riley Bunsick filled it. There's Chad Hedlund. Look at that. 12 losses in his 9th season. Only 2 regular season losses in his last 7 years. How about the run for Glenbard West? Since 2008, Glenbard West has played in 32 playoff games. That's a whole lot of extra seasons right there. Loss of a couple on that last play. Skinner on the pitch. To the corner. Tripped up inside the 20. 7 yards, getting back a couple of the lost yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5, and we have finished our first quarter in the 7A championship ball game. Libertyville scoring in their first drive. Glenbard West on their first drive. And now here come the Hilltoppers looking for another score as we start the second. Country Financial will help you build a plan with insurance and financial solutions to help you get to where you want to go. Call your local rep at 866-COUNTRY or visit countryfinancial.com. Dave Bernhardt along with Hub Arkish. Down in the field is Kelly Kroll, and we have a good one here to start in Class 7A. It begins with a 2nd down and 5 for the Hilltoppers from Glenbard West. The near side, and Brodner, he has an opening. Goodbye. Sam Brodner, 2nd touchdown run. This run 19 yards following a touchdown run earlier, and Glenbard West goes on top.
Well, Dave, Brodner is obviously a very special young man, but I was just thinking before that, we talked about the size of the offensive line for Libertyville. Look at the hole that he just ran through. And this group from Glenbard, Darian Kaufman, nice size at 6'2", 260, but Johnny McDonald, 5'10", 200. The other guard, Will Farley, 6'1", 190, just 6 foot 220 for Tyler Kranz at center. The other tackle, Chris Minnick, 6'4", 210. These guys are 220, I should say, but these guys are nearly the size of Libertyville, but they are blowing them off the ball.
14-7 here, 5 seconds into the second quarter. Sam Brodner, 2 touchdown runs. He has also cracked the 100-yard mark. 112 yards of the last 19 coming in this TD run.
Well, Sam Brodner has given Glenbard West a 14-7 lead over Libertyville here in the Class 7A state finals, coming to you from DeKalb. Sam Brodner, a guy we asked Coach Hedlund about earlier. We've seen already how tremendously talented this kid is, but he said it was really the Mount Carmel game where he felt that he became the player where he puts the shoulders down, takes over a game, and that's not to say that he hasn't been dominant all season long. He just hadn't gone through many tough games, guys. And I think this is going to be one of those tough games, but we're already seeing that dominance and the confidence he picked up in that Mount Carmel game that Coach Hedlund was talking about.
He's carried 8 times, Kelly, here in the first 2 possessions. 2 of them have gone for scores. On the season, Brodner now with 35 touchdown rushing. And Wildcats have to battle from behind. Lee's to the air once again. He goes to Calamari.
Well, I think it's going to be very important for Libertyville to find an answer here, Dave, and I would be very surprised if we don't see Riley Lees coming out of the backfield on the ground at this point. I think that they've kept it in reserve, but they've got to get a big play. They've got to get some chunk plays. They cannot afford to get down 2 scores because they've shown no ability to stop Glenbard.
Lees has completed 6 passes. 3 of them have gone to Tim Calamari. He'll throw again. Just the little trip there. The trip by Nick Newman after the trip by Ross Andrasic, we should say, after the catch by Cam Schaefer. Enough for a first down, though, for the Wildcats. Ross Andrasic on that tackle. His dad, Andy, was a star on Glenbard West 1983 5A championship team. Great player on the perimeter, and you saw it right there. They are giving the receivers for Libertyville a little bit of room. They are daring Lees to beat him with his arm rather than his legs. Calamari the catch for 10 yards.
Yeah, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Chad Hetlett describes this as a soft cover 3 zone. You're seeing them 3 deep across the back. They're leaving plenty of cushion. They're letting Lees have these throws underneath. I think, what do you want? You want death by a million paper cuts, or you want to let Lees blow up on you? So they got to say they're daring Libertyville to be perfect all the way down the field.
Three receivers bunched to the bottom of your screen on a first down. About 4, maybe 5 yards on first down. Wildcats will take that.
His first carry of the game, not what I really expect from him. I think where he's really dangerous is in that read option where he pulls that ball back out of the running back's belly. That type of play. Obviously, you'll take half the first down. You'll take 4 or 5 on first down, but that's not the explosion play that we're looking for out of this kid.
Libertyville on the season averaging 41 points per game. And it will be third and about 5.
For what it's worth, I don't want anybody to take that as a sign of disrespect. I'll be doing the Browns-Ravens games Monday night. I call them kids, too. Obviously, these are young men. These are great young student athletes. But I just realized as I said it, please don't think I'm belittling these guys at all. They're playing some good football down there.
Yeah, it's all relative with the age, right?
For me, everybody's a kid. You know, so it's a...
Big third down here. Nearly picked off. I'm not sure who Riley Lees was looking for. He threw it right into the hands of Danny Riley. Riley couldn't handle it.
You see, one of his receivers, and it's so hard to read the numbers on these uniforms, but one of these receivers is signaling as if Lees read it wrong. Oh, no, he got knocked down. He got tripped by number 15, and that's what he was complaining about. He was looking for the flat.
Yeah, Calamari was out there, and Chris Langan, he got tied up with them. So for the second time, Simpler to punt. Gets a good snap this time. Ball snapped and Libertyville will have it. Kobe Easley dropped the ball and it's recovered by number 28, Anthony Tubeck. So Libertyville in business.
Yeah, it looked like that ball was just a little deeper. Caught him higher up on the chest than he expected. Was trying to catch it against his body instead of with his hands. It hit off his shoulder pad, and the defender was right there. Nice job of coverage because he was the only one with a crack at that ball once it was on the ground.
Oh, and that is a sick feeling if you're Kobe Easley. It brings the Libertyville crowd back to life. Unable to pull it in, it's Cam Schaefer.
Certainly a turning point in the game. If Libertyville can get in and tie this thing up now, they were at risk of going down 2 scores. And the way the offense for Glenbard has been playing, that is not what they wanted. It is interesting, though, even down here in the red zone, they're still going to throw the ball on first down. They're going to continue to take what Glenbard gives them, and hopefully it'll be enough for them.
Lees has already thrown 11 passes today. Motherwell driving, Gagliano trying to strip. Short gain on second down.
I got a hunch right about now Mike Jones is saying to himself, okay, we haven't given him a big enough dose of Riley Lees yet. There's got to be a play here where they can try and get him on the edge and see if he can show some of that explosiveness, because third and long here, neither of these teams much when it comes to kicking field goals. They would love to stick this ball in the end zone.
It's a full 9 yards here for a first down for the Wildcats. And Libertyville wants to take a timeout. They want to get this one right on 3rd and 9 here in the first 3 minutes of the second quarter. Libertyville looking to take advantage of a muff punt by Kobe Easley. They're faced with a crucial third down when we come back. Monday night, the Bulls return to the UC as they meet the Spurs for the first time this season. Coverage starts at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Dave, I mentioned prior to the break, neither of these teams much for field goals. According to my notes, Libertyville has tried one all year and they missed it, so they are clearly, I think, in 4-down territory here.
They are 3 out of 5 in third down conversions, and Lees will make it 4 out of 6. Completion to the 5-yard line and a first down. He finds Cam Schaefer.
That was too easy. You can play this soft cover 3 all day long. When you get down in the red zone, you got to tighten down a little bit. He found a hole, huge hole in the secondary right there. That was just pitch and catch. Very nice job.
Good job by Schaefer. Just went down to his knees, made sure of the catch, and it's first and goal. Schaefer, 6'1" senior. His 35th catch of the year. On the ground and a loss of yardage. Shooting through there, tackle for loss, Nick Newman. Check that, Ross Andrasic. Newman on the other side. Andrasic already an offer from Dartmouth. Second and goal from the 6. Catch, yes. To the 3-yard line. Calamari.
Riley Lees has been low on quite a few throws. Sometimes he's trying to protect the football, put only where the receiver can get it, but that was a situation where he's got to get that ball up higher and give that receiver a chance to go the last 3 yards into the end zone.
This one will come right into your hands. Good job, Calamari, getting his hands underneath that ball. Looking for the tying score here on third down. Flag is thrown on the far side of the field.
That does not bode well for Libertyville. Usually got to be a false start.
And this will walk back.
Before the snap, dead ball, false start, 21 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Referee tonight in the 7A championship game. You just saw him, Kevin McMurray, joined by Michael Bennett, Kyle Hastings, Stephen Arbasiak Jr., and Andrew Stefik II.
Tough feeling for the senior wide receiver, Henry Schmidt. He had the false start. You expect that from your offensive lineman, not from your wide receivers.
First penalty of the game between two unbeaten teams. Plenty of time for Lees. Rifles it. Touchdown! Tim Calamari again got his hands under the wall, and Libertyville an extra point away from tying this up.
Calamari, his 3rd leading receiver during the course of the season, but seems to be his favorite target this evening, and he is doing a wonderful job of going down low and getting the football. He had Lees all day to throw in the pocket. Finally finds him. That one not quite as low, but going to the ground. A nice job of catching and possessing the ball by Calamari. Huge turnaround in the game after the fumble, the muff punt.
Lees, his 2nd touchdown pass of the night. On the season, Lees now with 26 touchdown passes. And now for the extra point from Luke Uransel. Right there. Oh, as Hub mentions, the muff extra point, or muff punt, leads to a touchdown from Lees. The extra point, Uransel, there's your drive, 6 plays, 17 yards.
Yeah, one more look at this touchdown. Look at the time that Riley Lees has to stand back there in the pocket, survey the field. That is his 4th read as he finds Calamari in between 3 defenders. Again, we talked about this soft cover 3 zone. That wasn't that on that play, but nonetheless, they're just not banding up on any of the receivers. I would have thought in a situation like that, they might even manned up on Calamari, but they let him find that pocket in the zone, and they get the tying score.
touchdown catch by Calamari on the season. That is his 5th.
I didn't realize this, but apparently Calamari kicks off as well. Huh?
Yeah, he wants to touch that ball. Maybe that's how they do it at Libertyville. You catch a touchdown pass and you get to kick off.
That's your honor. There you go.
Just like the kids' game.
Maybe he just does these squib kicks.
Could very well be. Again, these teams so respectful of each other. Finally, the whistles blow. Now, this is what we thought we would see. We've had 6 games here in DeKalb that have gotten away from us a little bit, some blowouts, some running clocks. But here, these two teams, they figured to go right at it, and we're tied at 14, inching up on that midway point of the second quarter.
It almost looks like kind of a heavyweight boxing match with Glenbard West throwing nothing but body blows and Libertyville coming back and moving and sticking.
Here you see Brian Cochran, the quarterback, number 1. Isaiah Skinner, number 4. Sam Brodner. They try to stretch Brodner out. Somehow he gets some positive yardage out of it. Number 8 down at the bottom of the pile, Ben Kimpler. He's headed to Miami of Ohio as a defensive end. Also a great basketball and baseball player. Ben Kimpler played all 3 sports on the varsity level as a sophomore after playing all 3 of those sports on the freshman level. So
it's interesting. Mike Jones told us of 115 kids in the Libertyville football program at all levels, 94 are multi-sport athletes.
That was a remarkable number, and they embraced that idea. And you have to be able to pull that off. Skinner, the quick handoff. He has a little bit of power as well, a yard short here.
It's hard to believe 6:12 left in the half, and you don't realize it, but Libertyville has not stopped them yet. They got them left punt. This would be a huge 3rd down stop for this Libertyville defense to gain some confidence. Something about Sam Brodner on 3rd and 1, though. I wonder who's going to get the football, Dave. Yeah, what do you think?
A sense of this? Libertyville fans come to their feet. Here he comes. He's not going to get it. Driven back. Great pursuit. Brodner kept waiting and waiting for something to break. It never did.
You know, that's one of those things that makes me crazy, and I realize this is high school football, but you are 3rd and 1 with arguably the best running back in the state, certainly one of them, a power back at 6 foot 215, and you're going to run him 8 yards deep in the backfield on a sweep and try and get him out wide. Get the first down and run that play on the next down.
Nothing there except Wildcats. Number 3, Brian Murphy there, as well as number 13, Brian McCullough. Parker Esposito to punt. Knuckleball. Wise to let that go, and it's exactly what will happen. So now Libertyville with 4:49 to play and a half will get their hands on the ball. Tie ball game. We've alternated scores here in this quarter after Libertyville scored first in the first period. Glenbard West tied it at 7, and the Hilltoppers took that 14-7 lead before Libertyville came right back moments ago to tie it at 14.
These two teams so evenly matched, you could have a feeling that the turnovers, mistakes could be the difference. So far, just one in the game, it's been a huge difference. These teams both have to try and be perfect against each other and not give anything away. So far, Glenbard West has given Libertyville a chance back in the game.
If they give it to him, he will take it. Lees goes to Henry Schmidt, or make that Cam Schaefer again. 9 yards on first down.
I almost wonder, you know, Chad Hedlett, clearly one of the best high school football coaches in the state, but they've been playing this defense all year long. They may not really be able to get out of it. I'm sure they have other schemes they can switch to on occasion, but this is his base scheme, and he may be stuck with it and just see what Lees does to it.
Big hole up the middle to the 45-yard line, and a big first down for Libertyville as Noah Motterwell goes for 15 yards. So Motterwell creates a little bit of a different look here for Libertyville. Boy, he wasn't touched until he was 10 yards downfield. Again, that time he's touched and hard right up the middle. There's Nick Gagliano, number 5.
That's what you'd expect on the bottom of the pile. I got to tell you folks at home what an incredible job Dave Bernhardt's doing here. From our broadcast booth, I cannot see the numbers on Libertyville players. I'm trying to figure out who has the ball. I don't usually like watching the game on TV when I'm here, but great job, man, because I need a replay to pick these guys up.
Yeah, they do us no favors, right? The white on white. Thanks. 45-yard line. This is where Lees can be dangerous. Lofts it down, wide open. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Cam Schaefer, 55 yards on Riley Lees. 3rd touchdown pass of the day.
That is what is known as a blown coverage. You've got Lees running around in the backfield, and Schaefer somehow slipped behind the secondary. Really nobody anywhere near him. Great reaction from Riley Lees. Look how excited he is when we get to the end zone. He's already running up here. There you go. Let's celebrate, guys. We just took the lead.
Back-to-back scores in a span of about 3.5 minutes here. Put the Wildcats on top. We have already had 5 touchdowns scored in this ball game. 3 of them have come here in the second period. And for the second time tonight, Libertyville goes back ahead.
Really impressed with the way his eyes are down the field the entire time. He's just not thinking about running tonight. I mean, he has forever in the secondary, in the backfield. It's the second time. Great pass protection the whole time. He's looking down the field, and he finds Schaefer wide open back there.
And so momentarily getting sucked up just a little bit. Number 24, Justice Bradley. And as soon as Riley Lees takes 1 or 2 steps forward, as a cornerback or safety, you have to keep your eyes on your man and not necessarily what Leeds is doing.
If you'd have told me, Dave, with 3:43 left in the first half, a 21-14 game, Libertyville up, that Riley Lees had 1 rush, 1 carry, I would have said, no way, couldn't have happened. Here we are. That's where we're at.
He's thrown the ball 17 times. Now his run-pass ratio in terms of number of attempts is 2-1 rush to pass coming into this ball game, but 17 pass attempts right there for number 6.
He was trying to tell Fitz he doesn't want to be a wide receiver. We mentioned earlier he's headed to Northwestern, but most likely will be playing wide receiver for Pat Fitzgerald.
That was interesting because Lees originally committed to Miami of Ohio before switching in August. I think he's sending a little bit of a message here.
No offense to Miami of Ohio, but a Big Ten bowl team, probably somewhere you want to play. Plus, sometimes you want to get away from home, but Evanston's far enough from Libertyville that he should have his space, I would think.
Went to camp there at Northwestern, and all of a sudden he said, this is where I want to be. Ran a 4.640 up there in Evanston. Now 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half for Brian Cochran to look to bring his team back. Skinner drops it. And Libertyville, they took advantage of a muffed punt. They'll look to take advantage of a fumbled pitch by Isaiah Skinner.
That is a tough break for the young men from Glenbard West. We were just talking about it. These teams extremely evenly matched in terms of talent, ability, production. You cannot afford these mistakes. He never got that handoff. We saw that look. It was from behind. I'm not sure where it hit him, but he did not have the ball. It was dropped on the exchange. Now we get a look from the front. And he was not looking when that ball was stuck in his gut. I'm not saying it's his fault or Cochran's fault, but not a clean exchange at all.
Ryan O'Malley, the fumble recovery. Lees will look to strike quickly. He's going to go for it all. Just a bit overthrown, just off the hands of his intended receiver, Tim Calamari. Good coverage by the Hilltoppers.
That was a dangerous throw. He put that into double coverage, and I'm not sure that the Glenbard West DB saw that ball coming. He might have had a play on it.
Again, coming right at you. That's a pretty well thrown ball in tight coverage.
Well thrown. It was a kid coming across from the back that I don't think he saw, though.
Lee's 13 of 18 throwing the ball. Motterwell. You look at Noah Motterwell. Now, the roster says he's 5'10", 185. He definitely plays bigger than that and stronger than those numbers.
And I got to believe that he's aware of Mr. Brodner on the other side. And not that he's going to swap paint with him, but he said, hey, I can play a little running back too. He's going to do everything he can to have the best game of his career with Sam Brodner on the other side.
I'll give credit to both of these offensive lines. They are doing the job here tonight. Another third down. Good coverage for Glenbard West. Justice Bradley right there, the intended receiver. Brandon Rule.
Huge play here now for Glenbard West, as we mentioned, 4-down territory. Libertyville highly unlikely to try a field goal, certainly from this distance. This would be about almost a 38, 39-yard kick for a team that's only tried one all year. They get the stop here. They don't get hurt by the fumble.
Both sides of Husky Stadium come to their feet. On 4th and 3. Lee's first down yardage and more.
I was thinking to myself at the snap, Dave, this would be the place where you'd expect Riley Lees to keep the ball himself. Again, this is a young man who rushed for 2,404 yards in the regular season, averaged 11.4 a carry. You need 4 yards. That's a pretty good bet.
Yeah, he doubled those 4 with 8. 8 yards on that pickup. First down inside the 15. He'll want to do it again, and disrupting the play right from the beginning in the backfield was number 41, Eric Samuda. And that allowed a little bit of Hilltopper help coming. Clock winding down to 2 minutes. Very quickly played first half here in DeKalb. No gain on first down. Here's second down. Rifles off the fingertips and picked off the goal line. To the 20.
Oh, he's got a wall.
There's some room. To the 40, 30. Justice Bradley is going to take it 99 yards for the interception return for a score.
That's what you got to love about high school football. They have the smallest guy on the field, 5'9", 130 pounds, a 99-yard interception return. We talked about how costly the turnovers can be. Risk of going down 2 scores. Suddenly we are a point or an extra point away from a tie ball game as we go to the half.
But hold everything. There is a flag sitting down near the 40-yard line. There it is.
Oh, there it is. I did not see it. That's got to be an illegal block, though. It's got to be after the
During the return of the interception, we have an illegal block in the back by number 15 of the return team. That will be 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Glenbard West.
Wow. You know, and that flag was thrown in the middle of the field while Bradley's taking it up the near sideline.
The illegal block in the back penalty is a 10-yard penalty.
See if we can find it. Bradley from the goal line. This actually would have been a 100-yard return. And somewhere right around here. Well, we didn't see it there, I don't think.
No, I didn't see it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen,
right.
But I didn't see it.
Wow.
Obviously disappointing not to get the points, but still a huge play for Glenbard West to keep Libertyville out of the end zone and keep this a 1-score game.
About 90 seconds to play here in the first half. Brodner tied up in the backfield. Bunsick off the pile, number 56, Ryan O'Malley. Brodner's helmet off.
Referee's timeout. Helmet came off. We'll wind the clock. Second down.
So with Brodner's helmet off, he will have to sit out of play unless Chad Hedlund wants to take a timeout here. And that's exactly what he will do. 1:13 to play here in the half.
Timeout against Glenbard West.
Well, you can't take them to the locker room with you. They don't do you any good in your pocket. And I think in this situation, you probably want your home run hitter on the field. That's too bad for young Mr. Justice Bradley. That would have been quite a story to tell his children, his grandchildren. A 100-yard return in the state 7A championship game, but still a huge pick and a difference. Even if they don't get points, it's a big difference in this game. You can't go to the locker room. You don't want to go to the locker room down 2 scores.
Coming up later on tonight, 8A football. We'll wrap it up here in DeKalb with Loyola Academy. #1 team in the state taking on Marist. Maybe the surprise team here in the state finals this year. That will be your 8A matchup. And if you want to see a possibility of a lot of points being scored, I think that's where you ought to be at about 7 o'clock tonight. Earlier today, Nazareth Academy jumped on Lincoln Way West 42-0 and then won at 42-21. Montini actually had to come back against Crete Moni. Broncos win at 38-15. Here we have a 21-14 lead for Libertyville. They took advantage of a muff punt to kind of revitalize themselves in the second quarter. And here an interception by Justice Bradley is giving Glenbard West the ball. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Cochran will drop it. And Glenbard West will have it. Number 66, Chris Minnick, 6'4" senior. That fumble recovery. Clock rolls with 60 seconds left. Third and 15. They'll screen to Skinner. Skinner will be short of the first down. How does Libertyville use a timeout here?
Yes, they do.
They will force the Hilltoppers to punt.
Charge timeout, Libertyville, their second.
You know, Dave, I think that again is as much as there's no point in taking them to the locker room with you. They are unlikely to go the length of the field in 40 seconds. Maybe you get a break on a punt return. Obviously, you want to make sure you field that punt. We've seen how difficult that was for Glenbard West a few minutes ago. But why not go for a big play if you got the timeout to burn?
Libertyville this season, we talked about it in the open, they survived the elements and survived Bradley Bourbonnais in the semifinals 1 week ago. An incredible ball game that found Libertyville taking it all the way down to the goal line on a play with 10 seconds left and out of timeouts. The Wildcats were down at the 2, had to regroup, get to the line in a hurry, take the snap, leaves, Howard it in, but nobody really knew it for about 10 seconds. The officials had to get together, snow-covered field, put their hands up in the air, and that sends Libertyville here to this title ball game. That's how close the margin is when you get into the state playoffs. On 4th and 4,
Libertyville is taking their
Glenbard West showed they were maybe going to go for it, so Libertyville will take another timeout to say, wait, we may need to reconsider how we play these last 40 seconds here.
This coach is going to work this one for all they can. Two very evenly matched teams. Really, Dave, the difference has been the turnovers. Other than that, both teams very effective with what they're trying to do on offense. Sam Brodner, as advertised in the ground game. Riley Lees, we knew was a threat both on the ground and through the air. Did not expect him to be this prolific throwing the football. We haven't seen the great legs of Riley Lees all that much. But if not for the turnovers, we'd be looking at probably a tie ball game here.
Well, we've had 3 of them. The first one was the muff punt that led to a score. Then Ryan O'Malley, the fumble recovery for Libertyville, and that nearly set up another touchdown until Justice Bradley had other ideas and intercepted at the goal line. And the 100-yard kickoff return wiped out. They are. Cochran to throw for it. He's going to crank it deep. In traffic, and he has his man. Isaiah Skinner. How about that? On 4th and 4, everybody thinks a punt. Then they think Brodner instead going big. 33 yards on 4th down.
That is quite a call. Hats off to Chad Hedlund. Did not see that coming. Minimally, you'd think they'd want to convert the first down just to keep Libertyville's offense off the field. He's going for points. He's not done yet.
23-yard line. They have 2 timeouts left.
I wonder if he was the intended receiver.
That will stop the clock. Well, he had 2 men there. Skinner kind of came across at the last second to make that catch.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was that Skinner crossed in front of, but I think he was the guy that Cochran was throwing to, and Skinner just went to the ball. All's well that ends well.
Boy, how this game has turned here in the last 3 minutes of this first half. Libertyville going in for a score and a possible 2-touchdown lead. An interception return for a score called back. A 4th down, 33-yard conversion. Here are the Hilltoppers. Off of Brodner's hands. He was going to split 3 defenders with that catch, and it was in his mitts.
You know, he was trying to split 3 defenders, and you almost wonder if he didn't look for who was going to hit him first before he was able to possess that football. The ball hit him right in the hands, and it wouldn't be, you know, no shame in looking to see where that big blow is coming from.
He had some bodies flying all over there. Number 46 clapping his hands on that play for Libertyville. It's Jack Sanders, and now down on the
Dan Schuneman, I believe.
Defensive end.
Oh, you never like that. They're checking the mobility on that right knee. Obviously, he twisted it, and they're trying to make sure it is stable before they get him up on it. But Dan Schuneman, big defensive tackle for Libertyville, is who the trainers are looking at.
205-pound senior. Let's see how he gets himself off this field. A lot of folks have come out from Libertyville. A lot of black and orange on the east side here of Husky Stadium. Schuneman slow but steady as he leaves. And that allows Glenbard West here to regroup. Maybe Libertyville's defense as well, with 24 seconds to play in the first half.
One thing you would expect on this last possession, it was about a minute and a half when they got it. They have not handed the ball to Sam Bradley yet.
I'd go to him in the air, but there are timeouts remaining. 2 timeouts left. They want to give it to number 4 here.
Oh.
To the 5-yard line. Isaiah Skinner, 18 yards, 1st down and goal.
Hey, I am really impressed by this undersized Glenbard line. They actually ran a fake counter. They had the guards pulling the other way, and then Skinner went in behind them for a nice burst.
Clock running. Final seconds. Taking a hit. Another. To the goal line. Touchdown. Pure will from Sam Brodner. Wow.
Absolutely all want to. Was stopped dead in his tracks on 3 different occasions on just a 5 or 6 yard run. Brodner was not going to be denied the end zone. He barely got there. He made it by an inch or 2, but he just kept driving until he broke the plane. There's 1. There's 2. Here comes 3 at the goal line. There's 4 guys trying to keep him out of the end zone, but he gets the ball over the end line.
Those were not little touches either. They were sticks. And now for the tie. Blocked. So Libertyville will lead by 1. Great penetration on the extra point attempt. Glenbard West gets the big 6. They miss the important 1.
What, Dave, the way this game is going, put a little check mark by that block extra point. It could be huge by the end. We get another look now at Sam Brodner. He's hitting the backfield. He's hit again at the 2-3 yard line. Now he's met at the 1 and refuses to go down. Literally 4 guys trying to pull him down before he gets that ball into the end zone. Great run.
This last little surge, when it looks like his knees are almost down, upper body strength right there to pick a man up off his back and carry him into the end zone. You see that haircut from Sam Brodner. His brother Jake, you mentioned, is on that 2012 state championship team for Glenbard West. Jake says, you know, go with that hair. Let's go with that. Libertyville will play it safe here. And we'll have 1 tick of the clock left. 3 touchdown runs tonight for Sam Brodner. 113 yards on the ground. And what a possession by Glenbard West. They take advantage of the interception on 4th and 4 from near midfield. They say, let's go for it. Let's not get 4 or 5. Let's go get 33, and they do.
Yeah, just a huge call there, and something that I certainly didn't expect. I don't think anybody in the stadium saw that one coming. And I'm not so sure it wasn't an accident being completed, but hey, it worked. That's all that counts. Looks like a great call in the scoreboard.
These teams will head to the locker room, giving us everything we expected and quite possibly a bit more. So Glenbard West has a 100-yard interception return called back by way of penalty. They just suck it up. They take it back down, and the difference in this game, a blocked extra point and a 21-20 lead for the Libertyville Wildcats. Both these teams 13-0 on the season. They have played like it here in the first 24 minutes.
It will be interesting to see the adjustments at halftime here, Dave. We have not seen much of Riley Lease on the ground, and you got to wonder if they're keeping it in reserve. I don't see the defense changing much.
Let's go down and talk to Kelly Kroll.
Thanks a lot, guys, here with Coach Hedlip. First of all, what a play by Sam Brodner there at the end there. I mean, just you mentioned his dominance over the last few weeks. I saw you tapping him on the helmet there. What did you say as he almost tied this game up for you guys?
I just said, hey, keep doing what you're doing. He's been doing it all season. He's a tough runner and, you know, a special player. He's got to put us on his shoulders, and the other kids are playing well. I was real proud of him. Just said, hey, keep doing what you're doing.
What are you going to tell them here in the second half? I feel like that last play maybe changed the momentum for you guys a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we got a little bit of momentum with the interception. We got to keep playing. We got to play some defense and make some stops and continue to do what we're doing on offense.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Get out of the way here. Guys, band's taking over. Of course, Glenbard West trailing by 1 point here to Libertyville as we head into the half. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to DeKalb here for the IHSA 2015 High School Football State Championships. Glenbard West trailing by 1 point to Libertyville here at halftime in the 7A championship game. We'll get back to some of those statistics here in a moment, but first, in Southern Illinois, there is a special administrator who is making her mark on her alma mater. Reagan Hannon brings a lot of energy to her job as the athletic director at Central High School. In just her second year on the job, she is dead set on making a big impact on the small community of Ellyn. Kelly Burke of WSLI in Carbondale has the story.
Her enthusiasm is off the charts. And being a Centurion is in her blood.
Right over here is my mom, Shanny.
But eccentric best describes volleyball coach and Century AD, Reagan Hannon.
Not that way, this way. One to get the ball, call the ball. I like to say hi-ya when they kill it. The girls actually teach me a lot of those, like pop it like popcorn. But then I don't say it the right way.
Barely into her second year on the job, Hannon knows every one of the 127 students on the Ellyn campus.
She's a good coach. Like, you know, she pushes us to go harder, and, you know, she just wants us to be the best. And, you know, she looks at us, you know, like we're her kids.
As one of only 4 female athletic directors in Southern Illinois, all in 1A, Hannon also serves as the school's softball coach.
I'm trying to build something good from Century. Like, that's the reason I'm here. The reason I'm here is to make this school better. And I'm going to do whatever it takes.
And that mindset of caring has quickly worn off on her players.
Houston, way to hustle.
I think it's really good to see, especially a female coach that's come back that was from this area originally. It's really inspiring just to know that, you know, we can do things here even though we're from a small area.
Hannon herself, a 1999 graduate of Century.
I want it to be a good experience, but I want them to remember classy and fabulous, you know? I want us to look classy and fabulous, and that's how I want the girls to feel, because these girls that I have, I honestly believe can do anything they want to.
And what better leader to show them the way? In Ellyn,
Good game, good game, good game, good game.
Kelly Burke, News 3 Sports.
Thanks a lot, Kelly. Yes, doing big things there in the community of Ellyn, Reagan, Hannon. We appreciate that story here. The 2015 IHSA State Football Finals continue. Class 7A, Libertyville in front of Glenbard West, 21-20 at the half. We're going to take a quick time out and show you the scores from throughout the day 2 here in DeKalb. Come back. Welcome back to Northern Illinois University and Husky Stadium, the home for the high school state football championships here in Illinois. Class 7A going at it right now. Libertyville in front of Glenbard West, 21-20 in a great championship game, which the second half will have coming up. But of course, this is a two-day event here in DeKalb. The classes 1A through 4A all crowned yesterday. Arcola defeating Stark County. Tri-Valley gets the best of Auburn. Bishop McNamara over Tolono Unity, and Wendell Phillips defeated All-Top Catholic of Horse Phillips, becoming the first Chicago Public League school to bring home a state championship. And then this afternoon we continued with the 5A championship. Nazareth Academy defeating Lincoln Way West in the 6A championship just hours ago. Montini Catholic doing what they do best, winning and winning some more, defeating Crete Moni 38-15. And like I said, we're in the middle of our 7A championship game right now with 8A on the way. Loyola Academy and Chicago Marist coming your way right after this game, scheduled for 7 p.m. Once again, it is the Wildcats in front of the Hilltoppers, 21-20 at halftime, and we will have the second half of their football game on the way after one more quick timeout.
One-point difference here. Libertyville on top by that margin. The head coach of the Wildcats standing by with Kelly Crow.
Coach Jones, man, what a half, and you still got a half in front of you. Your team up one after coming up with some big plays there towards the end, the block field goal. Just describe the mindset as your team hits the field here.
Well, we know we got a half football to play. Glenbard West is always tough in the second half. Their goal is to break people's will, and we're going to try to insert our will on them this half.
Your defense really stood out to me, at least in the first half. This is a Glenbard West offense that doesn't get rattled very often, but what did you like from them that you want to see more of?
Well, they kept fighting. They kept getting after it. They gave up some big plays, which we have to eliminate. But, they kept coming after them, and that's impressive to see.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, guys. There you go. Libertyville up one here at the half, and his guys looking forward to this one. He called it an entertaining first half, I'd say so.
Yeah, indeed. I'm glad that he is that relaxed that he can say it was entertaining, because it's been entertaining for us watching it here and hopefully at home, but it's also been intense. Let's take a look at these first half highlights, and we have many of them. Riley Lees in the air. That's true. Throwing here early, 9-yard touchdown pass. He'll find Henry Schmidt.
And he just does such a great job of putting the ball when nobody else will get it. And then Sam Brodner, he just finds a crease and takes off. That one almost too easy. That big offensive line opening big holes for him.
A couple of touchdown runs by Brodner gave the lead to Glenbard West 14-7. It was tied at 14 when that punt was muffed by Kobe Easley, and Lees and Libertyville attacks. Cam Schaefer right there, and that was a 21-14 lead for Libertyville.
Looked like Glenbard West in that soft cover 3 zone got caught Beacon into the backfield, but then the big mistake by Libertyville. Looks like the game was going to be tied on a 100-yard return of pushing the back, called it back for.
However, here comes 6 points. Look at that, just a shrug off of Riley Bunsick as Sam Brodner goes in. One more look at that one. It's 21-20, time for the extra point. You take those for granted? No. Number 8, Ben Kimpler, all 6 feet 6 inches of him, makes this a 1-point game.
Yeah, one of the things that's happening here is the stars are playing like stars. Ben Kimpler, an all-state defensive end. That 1 point could be the difference before they're done.
Here are your first half statistics. Kind of ironic, 156 rushing for Glenbard West, 156 passing for Libertyville. Everything about as even as you could be. The turnovers you had called in the first half of when you get two teams like this, turnovers could prove huge, and indeed, as we just saw, it has.
It really has, because actually Glenbard West was threatening to kind of put this game away. They had a chance to go up by 2 scores on that muff punt, and that let Libertyville back in the game. Now you talk about, the blocked extra point. It's not a turnover, but again, it's a mistake. You just can't have them. Almost, if you include that, 2-2. We'll see how it works out in the second half.
Hilltoppers will get the ball when we start the second half, and that's coming up next. 21-20 here in your 7-8 title game. The lead belongs to the folks from Libertyville. It's a Wildcats sort of night here so far. The 1-point lead, the difference, the block extra point by Ben Kimpler. Glad you're with us here on Comcast Sportsnet. Dave Bernhardt along with Hub Arkish and Kelly Krull. And take a look at some of the numbers coming into this game through 13 games for Glenbard West. They averaged 37 points scoring, giving up only 12. They've given up 21 here in the first half. Libertyville scoring about 41 points per game. They've only given up 14. So the offenses have come out to play here tonight.
Yeah, you almost wonder if some of those defensive stats aren't a product of the way the offensive sides of these ball control the football and don't let the other team's offense out on the field. But in this case, had a couple punts each way, so they've gotten a couple stops. But it may be a big defensive play that could turn this thing. We saw the near 100-yard interception return. The way these offenses are going, somebody on defense has got to step up and get a stop.
It will be Skinner along with Brodner standing back their own 15-yard line. And they will go to Skinner. A wall in front. Isaiah Skinner, good speed. Can he get to the outside and turn the corner? He will not. Staying right there with them, number 15, Noah Payant for Libertyville. These teams have taken the ball. We've had 6 touchdowns, and here's how it's gone for Glenbard West. Their drives of 8, 7, and then the final one of 8 plays. That fumble almost proved very costly, and they've taken less than 4 minutes off the clock, and they'll get their ball in their hands on the ball here first, starting from their own 29. And our first play results in an illegal procedure call.
Dead ball foul. Number 66 of the offense. Illegal motion.
David, it was interesting listening to Chad Hadlett as they went off the field at halftime and seeing him down the sideline now. You can tell type A, involved, really going at it. Mike Jones, and he had the halftime to catch up. He seemed almost relaxed, like, geez, this is a great football game we're watching,
I think that speaks very much to their personalities in their daily lives, huh? And Chad Hadlett's not too happy with the 5-yard penalty here to start the second half. Hilltoppers won this state championship in 2012 in a classic win over Lincoln Way East. Brodner will get that penalty yardage back and all but 4 that he would have needed for the first down. Here's Brian Cochran's numbers for the first half. As you would expect, very efficient, 71 yards. 33 of those coming on that big 4th down play. Mike Jones, in his 4th season as head coach, he was the defensive coordinator on the state championship team for Libertyville in 2004. Nothing doing for Skinner. He's able to nudge that ball forward an extra yard, getting off the bottom of that pile for Libertyville. Number 70, Nick Shirt.
It's almost as if they've got to work the edges on this. We talked about the difference in size of the Glenbard West offensive line. You look at Libertyville up front on defense. Ryan O'Malley, 240 on one end. The All-Stater, Ben Kimpler, 234 on the other. You've got Skylar Barler in the middle at 280, and that is tough if you're going to try and go between the tackles.
Early 3rd down here in the second half. Saw moments ago, Hilltoppers 3 of 5 on 3rd downs. And the first down completion will go to Alex Pilstrom, the tight end. Pilstrom, 6'5", 190-pound junior. Crucial 3rd down conversion keeps this drive moving forward.
I have to apologize to Skylar Barker. I can't read my own writing, Dave. It's tough when you do that,
I can read your writing.
Must be the eyes then. I knew that it all goes fast, I'll tell you.
Up across the 40-yard line. And this may be some more movement here for the Hilltoppers, and it is.
Chad Hadlett is not going to be a happy camper right now.
number 66 of the offense. False start, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
You get the momentum with the big turnover, the big fourth down call. Then you have the extra point block. So you're trailing by a point. You come out, you get the football. This is where you want to be crisp and execute, get right down. That's the second mistake they've made on this drive, and you can't have those if you want to get down in the end zone.
Overcame it last time thanks to an 11-yard run by Brodner to set things up. We set a state championship for Chad Hetlet in 2012. First one for folks in Glen Ellyn came in 1983. Cochran. And nobody there. And another
there
flag.
was no play. Foul occurred before the snap.
A referee tonight.
Got to be a legal procedure. I'm sorry. Got to be a legal procedure.
Prior to the snap, dead ball. False start, number 11 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Boy, and that is very uncharacteristic of Glenbard West as a program. There are 3 penalties here, what, in the first 3 minutes of the second half. And just a little flinch there by number 11, Christian Mazurowski, right there at the top. And that ball is fumbled. Still alive and still wrestling forward. The Hilltoppers will have it.
You don't see Sam Brodner put the ball on the ground all that often, but that one got away from him quick.
Boy, here in the early going, this second half. Quite a bit of sloppy play. Boy, that was a great strip.
It was, yeah, because he had that ball tucked away nice. That's a great defensive play. That's not really Brodner's ball.
Not sure who that player was that did that damage, but it now sets up a second down and 19. Up the middle to the 40-yard line. That will set up a third down and about 11. Isaiah Skinner on that carry. Well, they overcame the penalties on the very first set of downs. Kind of dug themselves in a little bit bigger hole here. They need 11 yards for a first down here on third down. Libertyville players urging their fans to get to their feet. A big crowd here. We've got a really nice crowd on both sides of the field.
Something with the play clock never ran. They stopped the play clock for a good 20 seconds. It's running now.
Cochran to the air. Free ball. And there's the penalty flag just being tossed right at the end of that play. Kind of a sloppy beginning here to the second half.
Pass interference, number 3 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty, results in a first down.
I could be wrong, Dave, but I thought I remembered only 1 flag in the first half. We've had 4 now in the first 5 minutes.
So a penalty put Glenbard West in a hole, and the pass interference call gets them out of it and moves this ball into Libertyville territory. The Hilltoppers down by 1.
And again, it was not on the receiver. It was not on the player that Cochran threw the ball to, so it obviously happened away from the play.
4 penalties, 25 yards, and a crucial 15-yarder there for Libertyville. That was only their second penalty of the night. Again, Cochran has to work with a low snap. Brodner in trouble. Sam Brodner has gone backwards here a couple of times. Bunsick along with Kempler in there. Number 23, part of that. Greg Tazioli.
Kempler, as we've mentioned, the all-state defensive end at 6'6", 234, heading to Miami of Ohio, but it's actually Riley Bunsick who is the leading tackler on this team. 89 tackles during the regular season, 6'2", 215. A senior playing inside has had a couple of very big sticks on Brodner tonight.
I love the quote from Mike Jones. He's talking about number 7, Riley Bunsick. He said he's the Brodner of our defense. So again, working from second and long. Empty backfield behind Cochran. Forced to throw in a hurry. The pass complete. But just a very short gain as Skinner had to come back and get it. Another third down and long. Once again, number 8, Ben Kimpler, forcing Cochran to deliver that a little bit sooner than he wanted to.
It really looks as if Libertyville's made a few adjustments at the half. They're not letting Brodner get to the line of scrimmage. They've really targeted him in the backfield, trying to get him before his feet get started. It's worked for him so far.
Play clock running down now for Cochran. Just gets it off in time. Brodner, a little kick out block, gets him to the outside. His wheels get him down the sideline. And let's see where they spot him. That will be enough for the first down. Brodner breaks it for 18 yards.
Because that's what happens when you do let him get to the line of scrimmage. He showed a nice burst there. You know, that play was going to be cut off at the line of scrimmage, and he accelerated right past the linebacker coming to pick him off.
This drive has taken almost 6 minutes. And it will continue a bit longer as Skinner a couple of yards up the middle.
Nice job overcoming 3 false start penalties to continue the drive and now be deep in Libertyville territory.
With a touchdown drive to end the first half. They took the ball, took advantage of a 33-yard pass, but moved the ball on Libertyville. Looking for the go-ahead score. This will be the 10th play of the drive. Deflected, and incomplete.
That ball should have been picked. That one was right in the hands of the DB. Again, didn't pick up the number. We'll see if we can get it here. So we'll be thinking about that one tonight.
Cochran delivers. Don't quite know. It was Anthony Tubeck here at the end covering Mazurowski, but it was the defender right in front of him.
Exactly, yeah.
So what is it? Third down. Third down and 7. Skinner works off an early block. Skinner stopped by Tubeck.
Maybe one of the most impressive things about this drive for Glenbard West, Dave, is that we're down to 5:25, almost 7 minutes, and Libertyville has not had the football. If your defense is not getting stops, this is another way to do it, is win the time of possession battle. You can put together 7-8-minute drives in a high school football game. You're doing a heck of a job.
And this drive will continue. That's a first down run by Skinner. Somehow the Hilltoppers have survived some early mistakes here in the first part of this drive to keep this thing going. Brodner will push things forward.
The other thing about the Libertyville offense, you go in at halftime, you're feeling good, you warm up a little bit, you're ready to come out and play. They have now been standing out there on the sidelines for a good 10-15 minutes. They're going to come out very cold the first time they get the football. We'll see if that impacts them at all.
That's coming after, an 18-minute halftime break. And a couple of minutes to close out the first half. Mike Jones trying to will his defense for a stop here. Crucial pass interference call really kept this drive alive. Brodner stacked up. Let's count the number of white jerseys there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wildcats near number 4. Watch this pursuit here as soon as Brodner gets this handoff. There they come.
6 white jerseys there at the line of scrimmage.
Yet another third down. This time, Glenbard West needs 4 yards. To Skinner. Inside the 10, but he will be about 2 yards short of the first down.
And again, most likely 4-down territory, Dave. We mentioned Libertyville doesn't kick field goals. Glenbard West has only tried 4 with Parker Esposito. He's made 1, a 21-yarder. This would be, probably about a 27-yarder, but they're definitely going to be going for it here. They
will need the full 2 yards here. touchdown pass from Cochran to Isaiah Skinner, and Glenbard West will go back on top.
That is just an outstanding play call. There's not a person in Husky Stadium who would expect Sam Brodner to get that football on 4th and 2 one way or the other. You put it in Skinner's hands, you get him around outside, and now you have the lead. Nice job blocking out there as well.
15 plays on that drive to a go-ahead score. And this time the extra point goes through. And a big arm around Isaiah Skinner. He'll take this short little toss. He'll take it in 9 yards as we go to break. Glenbard West, pretty happy bunch. About 45 minutes ago, Libertyville last had the ball offensively. They will get it right here on the kickoff with Glenbard West on top by 6. Parker Esposito. They roll this one on the ground, waiting for a hop. Live ball, they'll take it at the 24-yard line. What an impressive drive to start the third quarter in every which way. That drive covered 71 yards, 15 plays, but get this, 8 minutes and 49 seconds.
You just don't see that in high school football games. And you know, you talk about being mistake-free. They had the 3 false start penalties, but they overcame every one of them to execute 15 plays. Great job by Glenbard West.
So now the Wildcats will have to battle from behind. Lee's throwing on the run. Catch is made. Very short gain. Cam Schaefer, he had a touchdown pass earlier. And that drive for the Hilltoppers. Libertyville, a 10-play drive. First time they touched the ball, opened the game with that score.
Yeah, but theirs was only 3:38.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing.
49-second drive.
Leads to run it. Staying home and getting the tackle for Glenbard West was Jackson Goliash.
That's really the first time we've seen Riley Lees come out of the backfield with a little room. A couple times he's taken off immediately with the snap. That time he stood back there, faked the pass, and then came out. Had a little room, but fortunately they were spying him for Glenbard West, I should say fortunately. They didn't let him break off the big one.
Lees has carried only 5 times. I don't know that he's gotten outside the hash marks.
No.
3rd and a yard. This is all Lees. And is it enough?
I think they're going to give it to him on that push. Yeah, not by much, but where that linesman is, I think they're going to give it to him.
We talked before this ball game started about 2 programs, 2 great programs. Well, one of the things you have to have is the character to face adversity and respond, and that's what we've seen already tonight through almost 3 full quarters.
You know, Dave, the other thing I've been thinking as this game starts to wind down now, people have to realize that for 90% of the seniors on this football field, it's the last time they're ever going to put pads on. And to have this moment and have this kind of opportunity, it's got to be something special for these young men.
It's coming on a cold November night in DeKalb. Big hole. Motterwall. Motterwall behind the line of Hare, Schmidt, DeBerry, Evers, and Jost coming right at you.
You know, I think the great thing about this adversity and this moment, this stage for these young men is they're just out there having fun. It's their parents in the stands who are dying right now, you know?
13 yards on that last run by Motterwell. He was injured in the quarterfinals, healthy tonight. Pump, go, deep. Oh, unable to bring it in at the 20-yard line. Henry Schmidt, oh, so close. Mike, that Cam Schaefer. Oh, so close. Schaefer, 180-pound senior.
You know, it would have been a very nice catch going to the ground, but the ball did hit him in the hands, and those are the kind that keep you awake at night saying, what if? Couldn't have taken it all the way, but at that point on his knees, he probably should have been able to haul that ball in.
So the Wildcats look to go big on first down. And it will be 5-yard walk-off coming up against Libertyville.
Dead ball foul. false start. Number
You just mentioned it,
75
Dave.
of
This is
the
where you
offense.
wonder if it's starting to build a little bit on these kids. We're seeing these false starts now. Everybody trying to get that extra half a step. Libertyville knows they need this score to get back in the game. They didn't have a mistake like that in the first half.
It's only their third penalty of the night. But it comes and brings up a 2nd and 15. Lee's hit as he throws. Oh, a great catch by Schmidt. Justice Bradley was all over him. Calmari, rather. Tim Calmari tonight with a touchdown catch. 11 yards. They'll need 4 more for a first down.
Now, I meant to check before the ball game. I wonder if my buddy Matt Bowen is here in the stadium tonight or watching us at home. Maybe the most notable Glenbard West alum out there?
I will bet he is out there a little bit chilly. For a first down, they have it. Safe pass, but effective to Calamari. Yeah, Matt Bowen, how about Matt returning or going into the coaching ranks, coaching at IC Catholic, defensive backs coach there in Elmhurst. He lives in the Elmhurst community. He is all about Glenbard West, we know that. But living in the Elmhurst community, coaches for IC Catholic. They came up a game short of getting to the finals.
Yeah, one of the things I'm the proudest of is that Matt, of course, one of the great Illinois high school players of all time, great career at Iowa. And when he was playing for the Green Bay Packers, we gave him a column at Pro Football Weekly. He knew when he was playing, he wanted to become a sports writer. He now writes for ESPN.
First down pass from Lees, and there's yardage to be had. It opened up that time for Henry Schmidt. I think he was surprised. He'll take it for 16. First down from the 26.
That first move after the catch, the DB commits too early, and he's able to tack on an extra 15 after the catch with a great first move, great presence to know where he is on the field.
Ross Andrasic ended up bringing him down. Minimal yardage that time from Otterwell.
You know, Dave, maybe it's just me, but I keep waiting for Lees to pull that ball back out the running back. It is wide open around the edge. It's got to be coming at some point. We look at what he's done throughout his career at Libertyville. We look at that 2,400 rushing yards this season, and either they're keeping it in the bank or they've just said that's not the game plan for tonight against this soft cover 3 zone.
Yep, indeed. They have a full week of film study, though. You know, I have a feeling the Glenbard West films, they've been looked at a little bit before this, anticipating this matchup.
The end of the third quarter.
We have finished 3. The Hilltoppers on the near side look to their fans. They raise their 4 fingers in the air. They take the lead here in the third quarter on an 8-minute and 49-second drive, 27-21. But it's the Wildcats on the move as we go to the fourth. These IHSA football championships are brought to you by Country Financial. Country Financial will help you build a plan with insurance and financial solutions to help you get where you want to go. Call your local rep at 1-866-COUNTRY or visit countryfinancial.com. Dave Bernhardt, Hub Arkish, Kelly Kroll, and a great 7A game as we start the fourth quarter. 27-21, Glenbard West on top of Libertyville. We have gone back and forth all night. Lee's hit as he tries to retreat. Thrown down. Number 5, Nico Gagliano.
Been waiting for that all night. I got a hunch that number 5, who of course is the leading tackler, the all-state inside linebacker for Glenbard West, he's probably the spy on Lees. I would think when he drops to pass, he's going to make sure that he doesn't come out without being challenged. And that's where Lees was thinking about pulling it down, and he stopped, and there came Gagliano. Came through a block, did a great job of getting through to Lees.
Drops Lees for a loss. It's third down and 11. Didn't like the first option. Running out of for grabs and picked off at the 5-yard line. Interception by Brian Murphy, still on his feet. He'll bring it back out about 20 yards, and a turnover ends the drive for Libertyville.
That, unfortunately, a very bad decision by Riley Lees. He's going to learn one of these days you've got to just pull the ball down and live to fight another day. He looked, and as the end line came, instead of taking his loss and going out of bounds, he forced that ball into triple coverage. 3 different DBs back there, and there was one, of course, with the best chance to come up with the ball. Another costly mistake. Turnovers could be the difference in this game. We've been saying it all night long.
The last time Glenbard West had the ball, they held it for 8 minutes and 49 seconds, and there was not much positive going to happen out of that throw. And the jet sweep to the near side. Isaiah Skinner across the 30. Run out of bounds by number 20, Jack Neal. Gain of 6 for Skinner.
This is really fairly simple for Libertyville at this point. They need to stop from their defense. They cannot let Glenbard go down the field and make this a 2-score game. They've shown they can take a ton of time off the clock. Somebody has to step up. Maybe it's Ben Kemper, their big all-state defensive end, but we got to find that big play. Could be Riley Bunsick. Time for somebody to step up and cause a mistake by Glenbard West.
Twists and fights and has enough to move the chains. Mike Jones in the same situation he was a little while ago when he saw Glenbard West just driving the field. His team was moving the ball before the interception and the big play by Gagliano to actually set up a 3rd down and 11 prior to that interception. Skinner. This play has been effective tonight. An effective 1st down play it is. And we're talking about Matt Bowen. It was 3 years ago in 2012. Matt Bowen was working alongside me as he was announcing the Glenbard West Lincoln Way East Championship ball game. And Matt did everything he could to stay as even as could be, but I have to tell you, after the Hilltoppers won that ball game, a great game over Lincoln Way East, it was a fist bump time for Matt, so I know he's appreciating this one tonight. Room, Brodner, he's gonna go! Matt Brodner needs a small opening, he finishes 56 yards later with the score.
Not much to add to that one. Sam Brodner, obviously 2-time All-State Illinois running back, going to play in the SEC. But Dave, I got to go back to it one more time. That was that proverbial hole you can drive a truck through. The offensive line has done a great job for him out on the perimeter all night long. Got a lead block out in front of him. Great kick-out block came from the wide receiver coming across underneath him. And all he had to do was sprint. Nice play call.
His 4th touchdown run of the night. He has 208 yards rushing tonight. And with that extra point, Glenbard West with 14 points here in the first 14 minutes of the second half. The 34-21 lead. And there he goes for 56.
Timeout.
Over 200 yards in the semifinal through 4 quarters, 208 here tonight. 4 touchdowns for Brodner, but he can't do it by himself.
He really can't. You know, back in the Stone Ages, Dave, when I was playing at Deerfield High School, we called this play crossfire trap at 5, and it was the right guard, Will Farley, who came out, he pulled out and got in front, got a great kick-out block, knocked the defensive end out of the hole, and all Brodner had to do was run to daylight.
And now the Wildcats up against it after that 74-yard drive that only took 4 plays in 69 seconds. They will have to be satisfied to get it to the 36-yard line.
I cannot claim to be expert on high school football, but one thing about both these teams, they obviously prefer to give up yardage and not kick it deep. I don't know if it's because the returners are such tremendous threats or they just don't want to risk the big play, but ever since the opening kickoff, we've seen nothing but squibs from both sides.
Libertyville is a big play offense, and they need some here. Leaves. And I have a feeling we may see a bit more of that. That field will be spread. We'll see that Lees takes advantage of it. Let's go to Kelly Krell.
Well, guys, Sam Brodner in the offense very fired up after that last play. That when their defense came up with that big turnover, that's what they said. Let's go up 2 scores. Let's put this one away. Right now, they feel like Libertyville is finished. They feel like this is their game to take in this moment. So certainly fired up over here on the sidelines as they look to close this one out, guys.
Sam Brodner has said that this is what we do at Glenbard West. We impose our will on other teams. The other thing you saw right there, you saw the little jump from Brodner. That's he got up in the air a little bit there.
You know, we were told something about
They moved before the center snapped the ball. 5-yard penalty will remain second down.
Chad Hetler told us in our conference call this week, Sam Brodner went up to Wisconsin on a visit, was worked out, and allegedly showed a 39-inch vertical leap. I struggle with that, but he did show us a little bit of it there.
Yeah, he did. He also sees himself on the video board. You'll see a few highlights, Mr. Brodner. Lees again. Flicking, nicely done. To the 30. 25 and near the 20-yard line. He waited, and he found Henry Schmidt. And after the pass and run, it goes for 40 yards.
Dave, I was thinking during Kelly's report, I hope Glenbard West doesn't think they've put Libertyville away because there's just too much time left in this game, and this offense is always a big play waiting to happen.
9 minutes left in the 7A title game. Not much room for Lees. You saw him kind of turned away that time by number 6. That is Jackson Goliash. He slowed him up, at least visually. Short gain on first down.
You know, the big thing about Lees, and obviously he's the quarterback, but he's not a very physical runner. You don't really want him running between the tackles the way he is. It's his speed that they want to exploit. You've got to get him out on the edge to do that.
Lees tonight, 18 of 27 in the air. Thrown for 3 touchdowns, also 2 picks. Noah Motterwell has been effective up front. He was grabbed on by Eric Samuda, tried to strip a little bit, but Motterwell would have none of that.
As you mentioned, Dave, he was banged up 2 weeks ago, and there was no way anybody was keeping him out of a state championship game. He has shown no ill effects tonight, running very, very tough.
Your prototypical fullback. It is 3rd down and 5. 4-down territory here. Down by 2 scores. Lees can't get to the outside, but he'll spin inside. 1st and goal, Libertyville. Riley Lees picks up a hard-earned 10 yards.
You don't teach that. That spin move, that was just natural. He felt the hit coming, and he just spun away from it. We talked in the open about quick as a hiccup. That's what that means. He was out of that hit before the guy could ever get full contact on him.
Crucial 3rd down conversion. Must score opportunity here for the Wildcats with 7 minutes to play. Lees driving. There's some strength from the young man. Riley Lees, 6'1", 190, gets it close. Mike Jones just as calm as he's been all night. Second down and goal. Looking to throw, open, touchdown. Henry Schmidt, 2-yard touchdown pass from Lees. That's his 4th touchdown throw of the game, but more importantly, we're back to a 7-point game.
Well, remember, we talked about that missed extra point. You know, if we can convert it here and get it to 6, all they need is a defensive stop and to get the ball back. Of course, that defensive stop has been a problem all night.
The extra point conversion coming up, and it's a 6-point difference. So Libertyville answers the 56-yard run by Sam Brodner. They finish it with a 2-yard pass from Lees to Henry Schmidt. A 6-point game with 6.5 to play. Tuesday night, the Blackhawks hit home ice for a Central Divisional battle with the Minnesota Wild. Coverage starts at 6:30 right here on CSN Chicago.
Well, Dave, you mentioned Sam Brodner talking about the Hilltoppers imposing their will on other teams. I would think 19 carries for 208 yards and 4 touchdowns is imposing your will a little bit.
Number 6 right there, Riley Lees, says, I'll take your will and I'll give you some of mine too. He leads the touchdown drive for the Wildcats. Again, Skinner will have to create, and he has an opportunity, and he'll get it up near the 45-yard line. He waited. Good field position for Glenbard West. And you get the sense after that 24-yard return by Skinner that offensively for Glenbard West, defensively for Libertyville, this is a game-changing possession right here.
Yeah, and you have to believe this is the Sam Brodner show at this point. Remember last week in the snow, 50 carries. You've got 6:25 left on the clock. They've already had one 8-minute and 49-second drive, so I don't know why you would do anything but hand the ball to Sam Brodner right now.
Skinner, though, crosses midfield. Nice pickup on first down of 8 yards.
See Skinner having a nice night of his own as he's threatening 100 yards, 15 carries for 81 yards on the night with a long of 18. So it's not all Sam Brodner. Nice change of pace that they get from Skinner.
We've had big offensive numbers tonight. Obviously on the scoreboard at 34-28. Glenbard West total offense 379. Libertyville 335. Manageable 2nd down and 2 here. Brodner makes sure that that second effort gets him the first down.
So Dave, it's all, I mean, he is met in the backfield on that play, but he will not go down on first contact and does a nice job just driving across the first down marker.
Glenbard West with about 5.5 minutes to kill before they could claim their 3rd state title in school history. 1983 the first, 3 years ago in 2012 the second. Libertyville with their lone championship in 2004. And as we see a flag come out on the far side, you think back to that. Here's the call.
Prior to the snap, a dead ball foul, number 80, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty. We will replay first down.
You think back to the very first drive of the second half where 3 penalties against Glenbard West, yet the Hilltoppers survived them to take the go-ahead score.
It really is an impressive job they did. This is their 4th false start of the half. Again, Chad Hetlett not real thrilled about it, but I'm sure he'd rather be where he is than where Mike Jones is at right now.
That clock moving. And another penalty, another 5-yard walk-off. And he'll still take Hetlett's spot, right?
Well, if I got Sam Brodner in the backfield, I will.
The offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
So if you're a Libertyville fan, you're saying, okay, you know, you're giving us an opportunity here.
You know, Dave, these kids have got to realize they get a stop on the next 3 plays. It is a 1-possession game to win, not to tie. Again, that missed extra point. We've had a feeling all night long that it was looming out there. Doesn't matter if you don't get the defensive stop, but if they can get the stop here and get the ball back, it gets very interesting.
Yet with these 2 penalties, some time has ticked off the clock. So it has worked to Glenbard West's advantage in that regard. Brodner with a good cut. Still on his feet. He'll get that penalty yardage back and a little bit extra on that 12-yard run.
It's really the stark difference from the pros to college and then down to high school. You see Brodner listed at 6 foot 215. but still a young man. Doesn't have the definition. You know, you don't see the ripped athlete's build that you see in some of the older players, and yet he clearly is overpowering the defense of Libertyville as he continues to run through these tackles.
You see Ryan Cochran just staring at that play clock at the end of the field and then handing it to number 4, Sam Brodner. Will continue to add to his rushing total here tonight in this 7A championship game.
I would say here's your ball game right here, Dave. You're looking at 3rd and 5, 3rd and maybe 4.5 with 3:41 and counting. I don't think this is 4-down territory for Chad Hetlett. If they don't get it, they want to pin him deep. This is the defensive play of the evening right here for Libertyville.
A 1st down and 20 has become a 3rd down and 4, and those 228 yards, a 7A championship game record. Here it is. Here he is. And Brodner, let's see where they end up spotting that ball. Boy, they are putting it right on the 35. That's where he had to get to.
That's an interesting spot. I'd like to see that one again.
1st down for the Hilltoppers. And with 3:08 to play, Glenbard West in business.
Libertyville, they're first.
So that extra little spin and turn buys time off the clock. Libertyville taking the timeout. They have 2 remaining, but this clock has gone down all the way to 3:08. Sam Brodner tonight, 4 touchdown runs. He's carried the ball 23 times, averaged about 10 yards per carry, and this is Brodner's night and how it's gone.
You know, such a nice combination of size and speed and power. Great job from the offensive line. But there, he dodges one hit in the backfield, another hit at the 3-yard line. 3 more players trying to keep him out of the goal end zone. He doesn't let it happen.
Chad Hetlett is one that he doesn't have platitudes unnecessarily, but he says of Sam Brodner, he is absolutely the best running back I've seen in 21 years of coaching. And he's having a championship game tonight here in his final game in a high school uniform before heading off to Vanderbilt University. Fresh set of downs with 3:08 to play and a 6-point lead. Five yards backwards.
Dead ball foul. Number 55 of the offense. False start, 5-yard penalty, and it remains 1st down.
But yet all night long, at least here in the second half, Glenbard West has survived these.
You know, they survived them because of Brodner. They had 2 on that last possession, but that last set of downs. And then on 1st and 20, he rips off a 12-yard run to put him right back in a makeable situation.
Remember, coming up after this ball game, it will be the 8A championship game. Loyola Academy, unbeaten on the season, will take on a 4-loss team, the Marist Redhawks. So stick around for that one. Brodner getting a nice block. Still on his feet. A penalty flag is down as he goes down inside the 15-yard line. A good block ahead of him was Deontay Moorhead. It's a 16-yard run. We'll see whether it becomes official after we see what this penalty may bring up.
Just where that flag came out, I'm guessing this is going the other way. This is
During the
coming back.
run, number 11 of the offense, holding. Will be a 10-yard penalty. We will 1st down.
Well, this has been the script here in the second half. Playing with 1st down and long. You know, and if you're Libertyville right now, you say somehow, some way, we've got to get that ball loose from somebody.
You've got to take advantage of one of these. They keep putting themselves in a situation where you should be able to get a stop.
Libertyville's 2nd charge timeout.
So the Wildcats will take the 2nd timeout here with 2:56 to play. They're going to count on their defense here to get a stop and then have their offense do what they did against Bradley Bourbonnais, and that's take it down the field without timeouts in the semifinal.
Yeah, this is my, unfortunately, a little bit of unfamiliarity with the high school rules. That was on a penalty. Did they wind the clock after the penalty?
They on the snap.
Okay, on the snap. So the clock was already stopped. So why would he take a timeout here?
There must be some strategic.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically, it's not saving clock time. So there was something he wanted to talk to his defense about.
Saw Mike Jones discussing the situation, not only with his team, with the officials.
I think he's telling him he didn't want the timeout. I just, with the clock stopped from the penalty flag, you wonder why he would do that.
See number 8, Ben Kempler. He moved large and more than one way. There's the number 8 on the other side. Brian Cochran has had the efficient night once again. He's completed 8 of 11 for 88 yards and a touchdown. And he'll bring his team back out. One timeout remaining for Libertyville. A 1st and 16 here for Glenbard West. Not much there for Brodner. He is grabbed a hold initially by big number 78, Skylar Blacker, all 280 pounds of him. And Libertyville will use their 3rd timeout.
That is Libertyville's 3rd and final charge timeout.
Well, that pretty much puts the game in perspective right here. You say defense, you stop. We get the ball back, offense, you better go the distance.
Try and do some quick math here. If they can get the ball back, they're not going to have more than about a minute 10, minute 15 on the clock.
And conversely, a 1st down here, it is only 2nd down, so Glenbard West will be able to run good 30 seconds off of this clock here on 2nd down. Glenbard West earlier in this half, they opened up the half with an 8-minute and 49-second drive. Right now they're working on a 3:49 drive when they needed it the most. Only 19 yards in 7 plays. Of course, penalty yardage mixed in. Chad Hedler looking for his 2nd state championship. Mike Jones was an assistant coach on the 2004 state championship team at Libertyville. Chad Hedler started his coaching career at Libertyville. Brodner to the 30-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 5, and the clock will roll. And again, high school fields generally do not have that play clock in the end zone. Advantage here to the Hilltoppers as they will look right at it. The clock now just starts to move. This ball can be snapped with less than 2 minutes to play. A 1st down here could just about clinch it for Glenbard West. Cochran will stare it as the clock winds down. Short side of the field. And that's close enough to go for it. I don't think he got it. It'll be about a yard short. And another 30-plus seconds will come off the clock, and it will be 4th and a yard.
There's no point at the 26-yard line. You're not going to pick up much on the punt, so you might as well give it to Brodner and see if you can end the game with the ball in your own hands.
Libertyville players on the bench need their fan support. It's a tough time for the Wildcats. 36 inches is all Glenbard West needs.
We'll let it run down and take a timeout.
And they take it with 1 second on the play clock and 1:11 on the big one.
My math wasn't bad. I think I said 110, didn't I?
You were right on it. And it would have been 110 had they taken it all the way down to 0. So I'll give you credit. You've got that one.
I
Check.
used to win the flashcard games in grade school.
Did you? Again, coming up following this ball game, 8A. What do we have here? 62 points scored. We could be looking at something like that in 8A when Loyola and Marist comes. Marist will throw the ball. They have an electric quarterback in Brendan Skalitsky. Loyola, big win over Humboldt Flossmoor in the quarterfinals. They are the heavy favorite coming in to this ball game. They have many weapons offensively and defensively. That's your 8A championship game coming up following our trophy presentation here in 7A.
It's really been an outstanding ball game by both teams, Dave. It's kind of a shame that one has to lose. We talked about the possibility of turnovers, mistakes being the difference. That evened out with 2 turnovers each, so both teams even on the turnover takeaway ratio. The penalties haven't hurt too bad. There haven't been a lot of penalties, really. The false starts have kind of plagued Glenbard West, but for the most part, 2 great high school football teams taking this down to the wire.
If you're in Husky Stadium, you're on your feet here on 4th down and a yard. A yard and more. First down at the 18-yard line. Libertyville out of timeouts. As soon as this ball is set for play, they will wind the clock. Brodner needed a yard. He got 8.
You know, we said right at the top, Dave, it was probably going to come down to the stars, the 2 All-Staters, and here's Sam Brodner. One of them gets up. He knows he's got it now. He burst through the line, and it was a question of which big star would come up biggest, and tonight it was Sam Brodner's night.
That likely will be his last carry of his high school career, and those folks right there feel like a state championship is just seconds away. All they need is a clean snap. Hacker in the knee. Sam Brodner, that last run, giving him a championship game record of 264 yards rushing on 28 carries. Of those 28 carries, 4 ended up in the end zone for touchdowns. And they will have to snap it one more time. And a perfect 14-0 season for Glenbard West, a state champion in 2015. Sam Brodner looking for
somebody to celebrate with. Somebody.
He's a little kid out there.
Who knows what's going to happen in the biggest moment of your life. Where's my teammates? I got you guys. Here they come now.
Third time that Glenbard West has won a state football championship. 1983, 2012, and here in 2015. The Hilltoppers trailing by a point at the half. Took a 15-play, 71-yard drive, taking 8 minutes and 49 seconds for the go-ahead score to open up the third quarter. Added another one on a Brodner 56-yard touchdown run, and after a touchdown pass from Riley Lees, his 4th of the night, Glenbard West took the ball and finished the game.
And you know, as impressive as Brodner was, to not give kudos to Brian Cochran, a quarterback, Isaiah Skinner gave him a great change of pace. The other running back spot, a 3-year starter for them. Nico Gagliano, we talked about him all night. He did what he had to, keeping Riley Lees out of this football game. And great job.
So Glenbard West through the handshake line, and when they are done, they will get a championship trophy. The Hilltoppers' 3rd state title in school history, 34-28 winners over Libertyville. We'll be back for the awards after this. Happy bunch of fans there in Husky Stadium. Glenbard West state champions, and with the state championship coach. Nope, not yet. Kelly Krell working the downstairs, but Chad Hetlett has decided to re-enter with his team. But Hub, that gives us an opportunity to talk about 2 of the most impressive drives you're going to see at any level in crucial times.
Talking about a high school football team. Remember, these are 12-minute quarters. They had 2 drives that took over 15 minutes off the game. And at the end of the ball game, with just a 6-point lead, they were at risk of letting Libertyville come down, score a touchdown, and just kick an extra point for the win. They never gave them the football back. And you know, it's hard to see. You can't say perfect execution. They had 6 false start penalties, and yet they overcame every one of them. And so much of it comes back to Sam Brodner. Every time they got in trouble, 1st and long, you'd think, will you throw the ball, try and pick it up? No, Brodner would rip off an 8-yarder or a 12-yarder, put him back in 2nd and manageable.
There's something about Glenbard West. Maybe you saw it right there, the intensity with Chad Hetlett. They do impose their will on other teams, but they impose their will with each other. Let's now go to Kelly Krell.
Well, Coach, a number of these guys were looking on in 2009, and here they are standing, or 2012, I should say, and here they are as seniors getting it done. How special is this group in front of you that you just addressed?
They're a real special group. Every time their backs have been against the wall, they've always stepped up and answered the call. They never quit fighting. They have so much belief in each other. It's amazing the way they play. They're so confident. They can play from behind. It's a sign of a true champion. I mean, anybody can play when they're out in front, but when times are tough and you can perform and get the job done, they did an amazing job. I'm so proud of those boys.
I'm going to have you point one out, but Sam Brodner has meant so much to this team, and to get to go out on top and do it the way he did it tonight. How fun was that for you to watch from the sidelines?
I'm telling you, Sam Brodner deserves a state championship as much as anybody I've ever coached in my life. He's got so much heart and passion. He deserves to have a ring on his finger. Best running back in the state history. I'm telling you, there's nobody tougher than that kid.
All right, we're going to talk to him next. Coach, congratulations. A big embrace, a big night, Sam Brodner, going out as a champion. How does that feel?
Words don't describe it. I mean, you know, we've been working all off season, all year to get to where we needed to be. And, you know, we got there today. And, you know, I couldn't be happier for the boys. And, you know, for everyone who's worked hard to get here, the coaches, trainers, everybody who's been here, I'd just like to thank everybody, you know, who got us to where we need to be.
This was really back and forth for a while, Sam, but it seemed like you put this team on your back and you were just determined to get the job done. How rewarding is it?
It's the best feeling in the world. You know, it's it takes a little toll on your body, but, you know, it's fine. It's worth it for, you know, being a state champion. But, you know, I just had holes to go to, and, you know, I was running everywhere we need to go, and, you know, we had a day. So I'm happy to say that.
I know it's an emotional time because you really just took your last drive there and watched it as you guys knelt down to put your high school career into its final chapter. How would you describe it?
This year, perfect. You know, we did everything we needed to do this year, and, you know, I've been playing with you know, Chris Minnick, my left tackle, he's blocked for me every game of my life. So, you know, I owe it to these kids. I owe it to my linemen. I owe it to everybody on this team, you know. Just, oh, geez, it's the best feeling in the world.
Sam, enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys, Sam Brodner, a big night, going out as a champion. You could tell, a very emotional night for him. Back up to you guys.
It was indeed. Last year, Glenbard West came agonizingly close to getting to this championship game, losing to eventual state champion Stevenson 7-3 in the quarterfinals. That one is in Class 8A. And for Libertyville, they were able to get over that hump. They made it to the semifinals a year ago. They got to the championship game. They just came up but 6 points short as they get their medals right there. And for Libertyville, it's a case of experience. They had a number of players off last year's semifinal team, and they took it right down here to the wire tonight.
You know, you always have one team's going to win. One team has to lose, but Libertyville has nothing to be ashamed of. They took them down to the final gun. It was tooth and nail all the way. It was really one play here, one play there. They couldn't get the crucial defensive stop when they needed it. All night long, we talked about Glenbard West's ability to extend the clock, extend their drives, and one big defensive stop, it just wasn't there, and it comes back again to, well, according to Chad Hetlett, the best running back in the history of Illinois high school football.
Yeah, again, Chad Hetlett, you're talking about a guy who in his 12th season just won his 121st game, has only lost 25 in his career. In his 9th season overall, his 103rd win at Glenbard West against just 12 losses. His team claims his title in his tenure. They do it against a Libertyville team very similar to the team that the Hilltoppers beat in 2012, Lincoln Way East, with a quarterback very similar to Riley Lease and Tommy Fiesel. So the defense that Glenbard West had 3 years ago, they bring it up again here tonight. The offense controlling the ball just long enough to get themselves that state championship trophy, and they will make their way onto that podium in just a second. The key game in this playoff run for Glenbard West, a lot of folks looked at it, was a second round game. They hosted Mount Carmel, and it was scoreless through the first half. A 7-0 win. We can let you guess who scored the only touchdown to that ball game. Number 4 right there, Sam Brodner. They got here by virtue of a win over Cary Grove in the semifinals, and they are getting those first place medals right now. And the man who ran circles around his teammates after the game was over, Sam Brodner, will give it a little kiss.
You know, you mentioned that 103-12 record, 103-12 record of Chad Hetlett. When you think about it, in the NFL, they say the window is open for a championship for 4, 5, 6 years. Even at the college level, kids have to stay 3 years, some stay 4. In high school football, if you get 2 years out of a varsity football player, you've done a remarkable job. So over those 9 years, you're talking about 5, 6, 7 different classes. He's only lost 12 games in 9 years. It's pretty amazing if you think about it.
So Sam Brodner gets to raise the trophy that his brother Jake raised 3 years ago. And this group will bring it back home to Glen Ellyn. Trailing 21-20 at the half, the Hilltoppers go on that 8-minute and 49-second drive to take a 27-21 lead. They stretch it to 34-21. And again, when Libertyville scored with 6.5 minutes left to cut it to 6. All that offense for Glenbard West did was run the clock out. An impressive win, your 7A state champions from Glenbard West, your final 34-28 over Libertyville.
Hey, we're going over there, boys.
Big night in 7A. We're expecting much of the same in 8A coming up. Loyola and Marist. This game started in daylight. The Wildcats. Everybody here bringing it to you, getting it down. Even our officials having a good time with this one. Everything it was built to be. Sam Brodner with the vertical leap after his 56-yard touchdown run. That after a crucial third down conversion, and now the celebration. Glenbard West, third time in school history, state champs. They win it. Raise the trophy high, 34-28 over Libertyville.